Washington Heights was good. It's your boy Cell. Hey, I'm here, man, to help people, with their business and stuff if they want to start their own business. A lot of people has hit me up and tell me, how is it running a business. Well, I'm gonna let you guys know it's good. You got your good times and your bad times. There's your ups and downs, and also depends the team that you working with, because some people might have another vision and you might have another a dream that that they're not willing to fulfill for you or willing to fulfill for themselves. So you got to be careful. Make sure you pick the right team. And if not, there's gonna be a time where you will have to pick another team. It depends how everything goes, but sometimes you will have to pick another team because the other team, some people can slack off. Some people are scared to put their pride on the line, like try to sell in front of the people or hustle in front of the people or just talk to people in general. So you got to be careful with that. You got to pick the right team. You got to talk about things, make sure you do things right, and make sure you do things together, plan things together, as you could say. Some people might want to, let's say, order stuff and then don't want to come through with it and help you sell the stuff and all that. So you got to be careful with that too as well. So that's why I always tell a lot of people when they get into the business to be careful. First start by yourself and then start building up, and then little by little, when you see it's getting too hectic, then that's when you decide to get a team. And make sure, one thing you got to make sure for sure, that is that if they don't have the same eye vision as you got to be careful, because that could be for failure too as well. Sometimes they can have an eye vision and you can have a different one, but if you could put things together and come up with ideas, that's a great thing for you. But if not, then you will have to leave that person behind, and don't be scared if it's a friend or what, because some friends are here to help you and other friends are here to hurt you. So you got to be careful with that. So make sure you pick the right team with you once again, because some people are here, not to see you win, man. And that's a sad thing about it, man, because the way I started, I had friends that wanted to see me win, but then I have friends that don't want to see me win. And I'm gonna even get real with y'all. There's a person that even wanted to take my life for starting the Washington Heights kid like I did. And and I told him, I said, look, the difference between you and me is that I'm ready to die. You're not ready to die the same way I'm ready to die. But before I die, I'm gonna hurt you real bad. But I'm thanks God I didn't let it get to that. And I'm gonna speaking the honest truth. I never spoke this before with nobody, and I never said it on here, but it came to that point, and then I came to find out that the guy was high and he was talking all that nonsense. So I didn't pay no mind, but I just thank God that I didn't get to that level, because at the end of the day, I don't fear no man. The only man I fear is God Himself, and when the other man I fear was my father, and he's resting in heaven now. God bless his soul. So but those are the only two men I fear. But otherwise than that, I don't feel no man. So threats, I don't take them too easy. Well, I beginning now to take it easy because I'm an OG now. But before, I would snap a dude's head off quick. But I don't let it get to that level, man. So I'm in different times now. I'm past that. I'm a grown man now. So I just think getting the dollar and making things right, helping people out. And that's what it's all about, my people. But don't let it get to that level, man, because you're gonna have people that are gonna wanna hurt you, people that want to steal from you, and it happens with the business. So you just gotta be careful, man. There's friends that you're gonna try to help, and they're willing to turn an eye on you and do you wrong. So you gotta be careful. Just choose the right person. And for that person that that was telling me about that, we can still talk behind the scenes. We don't have to be on camera or not like that. But I'm willing to help you out. Anybody that want to start a business, I'm willing to help them out too. So just make sure you go for yours, pick the right team, and you'll be in good hands, man. So just be careful and stay tuned, man. And help your people out, man. If you can't help them out, then it'll come at another time. But you just gotta be careful. And another thing is that when you start your business, everybody gonna want you to feed them and give them something, but you gotta let them know that you gotta feed yourself first before you help others. And a lot of people think you rich, but it don't go like that, man. Ain't nobody rich like that, man. But a lot of people, man, you gotta work for yours, man, and stop asking for a helping hand. And just, if the person don't have it, he don't have it. But at the end of the day, think about it. When you run a business, it's hard, man, and it's very very hard. And you gotta understand that You know, you're not helping me. So how can I help you if I can't help myself yet? So you gotta understand that, man. So I'm glad I can help a lot of people, and explain situations to people, And I'm just giving you the honest truth, man. It's hard to run a business, man, but you got to stay focused because a lot of people want to steer you off your dreams. So make sure you stay focused and believe in your dream, and don't believe in what nobody else says, man. Just keep going forward and do your thing, man. Because not people to guide you up. And one thing you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to leave some friends behind, and stay by yourself and think by yourself for a couple times, for a couple minutes. And so either certain times, certain days. So you just got to be careful of that. I'm one of those people that I decided that I wanted to do. I had to do what I had to do to get to where I'm at now. Ever since 2016, I'm over here now running my business and my website, And I have to leave some friends behind, and I ain't going to lie about that. I'll say hi to everybody. I love everybody, salute them. But sometimes you just got to leave friends behind and just think for yourself for a minute. You need your time to think. Because a lot of people are just chilling in corners, they're 50s and 50s and the 60s, hanging in corners. And I'm going to keep it real, man. They're not doing nothing for you. And they're not doing nothing for themselves. So you just got to think about it, man. There's going to be a time, that you're going to say, yeah, this street corner, what has it left me? I've been in the street corner back in the days doing nothing. I thank God that I'm still here. A lot of dudes were hanging out in corners that are not even here today, you know? So I'm glad that I was able to, be in hip hop, be in breakdancing, do graffiti. Thanks God I got out of that graffiti, man. Shout out to all the graffiti writers doing that thing, man. Shout out to Totem, shout out to Saint 186, even though you fronted on me, but it's all good. But shout out to my man Totem, man. He's always coming out with with dope art for me, man. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all go see him, my people. Show him love, man. Totem TC5 Washington Heights. Make sure you show some love for him. And shout out to my man Psycho as well too. He did a nice portrait for me. I appreciate that, man, as well, man. But my people, like I was saying, man, when you're gonna run a company, you gotta make sure you have the right team, man, and make sure that if some friends tell you, "Oh, I want to get down with you," if they don't see the dream from the beginning, then you can't put them down. Because if they didn't see it from the beginning, it's never gonna happen, man. So just remember that. And I had to do that with a friend of mine. So I'm not gonna call him out, but he knows who he is. But I had to do that. If he didn't see the dream from the beginning, then what I'm saying, I'm sorry, my brother, I can't put you down, man. Because sometimes you gotta forget what people think about you. You gotta do what you gotta do. A lot of people laughed at me, but when they seen celebrities pulling up on the block and celebrities wearing my gear, then they thought about, oh, yo, so now we want to get your gear. Well, you know what? Now it's too late. I'm gonna sell it to everybody else outside of Washington Heights or out of my block, and then I'll get back to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how exactly it is to today. So I appreciate everybody that's showing me love, even especially out of New York. I appreciate that a lot too. Shout out to all my customers, because if it ain't for y'all, ain't no Sell and ain't no New Heights Apparel in YC. So thanks a lot for that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love. Even my block, I still love y'all. And if you don't show the love, you don't show the love. But when you show the love, it's all good. It's even better, man. Because if I grow, remember, you grow. And that's what a lot of people don't see. A lot of people say, oh, your son is just selfish. He's thinking for himself. Nah, man, I'm always thinking for others. When I do things, I don't put it on camera. I do it behind the cameras. And I like to help my people out always. That's how the Lord has always blessed me. And I can't complain about that, and I appreciate that, man. Any little dollar that you get is appreciated, man. So make sure y'all appreciate that, man, when y'all doing something, man. But always help your peoples, man. Always. And never forget where you come from. And once you do that, you'll be in good hands, man. And the Lord take care of everything, man. So make sure you help your people out, my brothers and sisters. Help out, and God will bless y'all, and you'll see the blessings, man. So you already know it's your boy Self telling you a little story about, running the company and what it comes with. There's ups and downs, but you got to stick around and do your thing right, man. So you already know. It's your boy Self just giving you a piece of advice. If you need to talk about your company and how to run it, just let me know. We can get together and we can sit down behind the cameras and talk about it. You already know, my people. It's your boy Self. Peace, love, and happiness. Stay safe and God bless. You already know.